Hello everybody, welcome and join us to read another Israeli children's favorite book. Anybody like raspberry juice? I love raspberry juice. Do you like raspberry juice?
Yeah.
We're going to be reading a really cool book about raspberry juice, except it's not actually juice. It's a very, very interesting character that we're going to be introduced to. This famous Israeli children's book is called Mitz Petel, which means raspberry juice in English. Are you ready to read it?
Yeah.
Okay, let's start. Mitz Petel's house was at the end of the orchard. He had yellow curtains, green windows, and red blinds. And all the animals in the orchard asked, "Who is Mitz Petel?" And no animal knew the answer. In the afternoon, a giraffe was walking along the path. And who did she meet? A lion. "Hello, lion." "Hello, giraffe. Do you want to come with me?" "Where are you going, lion?" asked the giraffe. "I'm going to find out who Mitz Petel is," said the lion. "Okay," said the giraffe. They walked and walked until they got to the house with the red blinds, the green windows, and the yellow curtains. And the lion rang the bell on the door. "Who's ringing?" said Mitz Petel. "It's us," said the lion and the giraffe. "Well," said Mitz Petel, "what do you want?" "We want to know who you are," said the giraffe and the lion. "I'm Mitz Petel," he said. "No, what kind of animal you are. Open the door, please." "I will not open," said Mitz Petel. "It is a secret." "What are we going to do?" said the giraffe to the lion. "I have an idea," whispered the lion. "We're going to hide until Mitz Petel leaves his house, and then we will see who he is." So they went and hid behind a very large bush. And the lion sadly said to the giraffe, "But giraffe." "What?" said the giraffe. "We can see your neck. We can see your head. Mitz Petel will come out and see you, and he won't leave his house." "So what are we going to do?" said the giraffe. "I have an idea," said the lion. "We're going to hide behind a very tall tree." So they hid behind a tall tree. "But lion," said the giraffe sadly. "What?" said the lion. "We can see your head and we can see your tail. Mitz Petel will see and he won't come out of his house." They both stood very sad and didn't know what to do. Then the lion said, "I have an idea." So the lion hid behind the big bush and the giraffe hid behind the tall tree, and they stood quietly and they looked at Mitz Petel's house. All of a sudden the door opened up and a little white nice foot was peeking out the door. "There's Mitz Petel!" shouted the lion, but Mitz Petel heard the yell and closed the door quickly. "You see," said the giraffe, "that's all your fault." The lion was crying and he promised he wouldn't shout again. So they stood quietly and waited. And then the door opened, and what did they see? 2 long, white, shiny ears. "There's Mitz Petel," said the giraffe. Mitz Petel heard the shout and closed the door straight away. "You see," said the lion, "it's all your fault." And the giraffe cried and promised she wouldn't shout again. So they stood quietly and waited. And then the door opened and they saw 1 white foot and another white foot and 2 long ears and a little white body. And they stood very, very quietly. And they saw it was Mitz Petel the bunny rabbit. And Mitz Petel started to take a spade and dig holes in the garden. "We know who you are." "Nobody knows who I am," says Mitz Petel. "It's a secret." "But we do know who you are, and you don't know where we are," said the giraffe and the lion. And Mitz Petel did look around, and he couldn't see any animals. "So who am I? Let's see if you know." You are an elephant," said the giraffe. "Oh," said Mitz Petel, "that is not true. You're, said the lion, you're a mosquito. Ha ha, said Mitz Petel, that's nonsense, that's not true. You're a tiger, said the giraffe. Nope, said Mitz Petel. Are you a frog, said the lion. No, said Mitz Petel. Are you a pig? Asked the giraffe. No, I'm not, said Mitz Petel. Are you a hedgehog? Asked the lion. Nope, that's not true, said Mitz Petel. You're a bunny rabbit, shouted the giraffe and the lion together. How did you know? Asked Mitz Petel. Well, we found out, and they came out of the tree and the bush. Would you like to be our friend? Okay, said Mitz Petel, but what shall we do? Let's have a competition, said the lion. Yes, a competition, said the giraffe. Around the trees and up to the house. 1, 2, 3, counted Mitz Petel, and they started to run. Mitz Petel ran so fast, and he hopped and skipped and ran, and he overtook the lion and overtook the giraffe, got in the house, walked inside and closed the door. And the giraffe was out of breath and she arrived. And also the lion was really out of breath. They were so tired. They looked up, they looked down, they looked left, they looked right, backwards and forwards. And Mitz Petel was gone. The lion pressed on the doorbell and he rang. Who's ringing? Asked Mitz Petel. It's us, said the lion and the giraffe. Oh, said Mitz Petel. Well, if you're my friends, you can come to my house. So the lion and the giraffe walked into the house with the green windows, the red blinds and the yellow curtains. And Mitz Petel gave his friends some lovely candy and cookies and chocolate to eat. And he also gave them some raspberry juice to drink in very tall cups. The end.
That's one.
Yeah, you see, we finished it. And there were a few words that we learnt already, right? What was the name of the bunny rabbit? It was Mitz Petel, right? So let's learn those 2 words. We'll start with the word Mitz, okay? We've got 1, 2, and 3 right here.
Why we need this?
Oh, well, we're going to teach the children some words in Hebrew. Let's start with the word for juice, which is the word mitz, right? The first word of the name Mitz Petel is mitz. Mitz means juice.
And what is that?
That's mitz in English. So if people can read the letters, they can also see how to say it. Now the second word was petel, right? Mitz Petel. You can see petel over here.
What is that?
That means raspberry. Raspberries are delicious, aren't they? Right? So we have mitz, which is juice, and raspberry, which is petel. And then the last word is the word for what Mitz Petel is. What did we say he was? Was he a mosquito? No. Was he a tiger? No. What was he?
A rabbit.
A bunny rabbit. So how do you say bunny rabbit in Hebrew? You say arnav.
Arnav.
Right? Arnav.
Arnav.
Arnav. So Mitz Petel is an arnav.
Yes.
Right? And that is it for today. I hope you have a wonderful cold glass of raspberry juice together to enjoy and celebrate this story. And join us next time for our next one. Thank you for being with us today. Bye-bye.